Hey, and welcome to another episode of the Crew Podcast. I am your visionary, Queen Angela. And if you are a diva that's
Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. No, no. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north and south and east. Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. No.
Aspiring Authors Magazine is a founding sponsor for Da Crew Podcast. Get featured inside the magazine and allow your voice to be heard around the world.
Aspiring Authors Magazine is an international magazine founded in May of 2020 by Queen Angela. Get featured.
Because I'm back.
Welcome to the FC Book Gal and Friends Chat. We're going to be talking about the latest in book reviews, author interviews, and life. Come on in and join us. We're ready. Are you?
I know you like that. How long you been back, man? I see the girls in the club, they're getting wild for me. And all the pretty chicks all wanna smoke.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you found a new book to read. Hey everyone, welcome. It's another Saturday night and y'all know that I'm here to bring another read and a new author, right? So I've been following this author for a good minute, you guys. There are authors that I just love to see what they're doing because they're motivating me or I just love their works. Now, I'm going to be honest. I have her book on my to-be read list and my to be read list, y'all. I'm gonna finally let y'all see it. It's this whole, all these are to be reads. So she's on my list. So I'm gonna get to her book, but I'm gonna introduce you guys to her. Okay. So welcome, Miss Nicole Bradley. Come on up, girlie.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much.
Y'all look at the cheeks. Aren't her cheeks like the most prettiest thing?
Thank you.
You have a beautiful smile. Thank you for being here with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So, how are you? Let's get that.
You know what? I always have a phrase. I'm awesomely amazing. But there's this guy I came into contact with about a year or so ago. He actually came to my house to tow my car. And I asked him how he was doing. And he said, I'm living the dream. I said, ooh, I like that. So I think I'm going to start saying I'm awesomely amazing while living the dream.
You know what? See, look at you. I love it. I love it. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Nicole Bradley. I write under two pen names, Jazira and Nairi Chandler. I love to write. I've been writing since I was 9 years old, and writing is one of my gifts. I also make candles, massage candles. You can take the oil, massage it into your skin, but we say we ain't responsible for what happened after y'all do all that massaging. That's on y'all.
So a book and a candle, you about to create all kind of little mini people around this world. Okay. So you have two pen names. So tell us a little bit about them. Why two?
Okay, so if I'm being really honest, Jazira is my first pen name that I generally write under. It means blessed princess. I also, for years, worked as a school teacher. So some of my writings are a little, yeah, it's a little risky. So I didn't really need it to be attached to my name as far as looking me up and like, okay, and she called herself a teacher. No, I don't call myself a teacher. I am with the license in 48 states to teach. But when people go to searching, I didn't need them having that some of that raunchy stuff like, oh, I don't know. So that was how I could remain anonymous and still do what I wanted to do. And then my other one, Nyree Chandler, interesting. Me and my ex decided to write a book together. Like, I didn't know that I had evolved as a person, Patrice, until 2 years ago when me and my ex sat down and said, let's write a book and get this money. And I said, oh, I could do that. And that's what we did. And so I wrote under Nyree Chandler. So, yeah.
Okay. And I like the fact that you respected your career. I do hate the fact that you would have to do that, but you have great reason and great intention. So I commend you.
Thank you.
Now, you were a teacher, so I like to guess the grade.
Okay. This will be interesting.
I don't know why I'm pegging you for third. Or were you that cool high school teacher?
I was. For the first 10 years of my teaching career, I taught high school. And then at year 11, somebody thought it would be cool for me to teach elementary. I said, who in the world did I piss off? Because
is it really that bad?
I did not know that elementary teachers work that hard. Kudos to you. They teach all subjects. I'm like, who taught this was cool? So I taught elementary for 5 years. And then I finished up teaching high school for another 5 years. And then after 20, I said, somebody else can come in here and make God their ministry.
20 years. I'm hearing teachers drop out in year 4 or 5. You did 20.
And I said, God bless everybody who's teaching. God bless your ministry, because I know what you go through. And it was days where I would just have to call somebody and be like, talk me down, because I'm not gonna look good in an orange itchy jumpsuit. Talk me down.
This is not orange, it's a new black. No, it is not. So we went from teaching, and now we have these books. So you say you've been writing since you were 9.
Yes.
How did you continue to grow that passion for writing and not get discouraged?
We family. Let me just be brutally honest. I love to read and I love to write. And so because I love to write, I don't like to just write in one genre. So most of the time when I was coming up, my writing was essay contest, academic writing, and I love research and writing. And so my first year of college, I said, let me find the easiest major they got out here that don't require a lot of math and a lot of science. I took a genetics class. I was failing the genetics class, Patrice. I went into my professor's office hours. I said, sir, I cannot fail this class. This is the only science class I need. I can't do it. I said, your multiple choice tests are killing me. He said, what you want to do? I said, I get anxiety when I go in there. I get hot and sweaty and I just can't do it. But you give me an essay, I can write my ass off. He said, oh, yeah? I said, yeah. He said, well, I can't give it to you in the lecture. You got to come to my office hours. And that's how I passed genetics with an A, doing blue book essay. He was like, I've never heard of such.
Wow.
I love to write.
Talk about favor.
I can write my way out of any situation, I feel like.
Well, hey, you got to make it do what it do. I'm a firm believer in that. So Love of my life, Dr. Gia Black.
Yes.
I feel sorry for her. I really do. Why? Why is life so hard for Gia?
Life has always been hard for Gia. Her and her brother, they lost their father at an early age. Then they lost their mom. And Gia just is the younger of the two siblings, but always felt like she had to step in and be the protector. And so with all of that loss was trauma for her, and she felt like she always had to overcompensate, and she never wanted to get too close to anybody because they could leave you, and her brother gets killed, and all of this is going on, but she has this love for her brother's best friend, like a crush, and he's not studying her. Excuse my countryness, I grew up amongst country
Talk to South Carolina. Okay.
but he not giving her a second thought. For those of y'all who don't know what studying means. And so eventually they get together, but then he becomes the prime suspect in her brother's murder, but he didn't do it. And so they get together and it doesn't work out. And so this book looks at a theme of second chances. So then another opportunity comes around for them to have this loving relationship. Well, now they're older, and you know what happens when you're older in relationships. You bring stuff with you.
Yeah.
And so she got stuff with her. She's got this boyfriend that she's with that she doesn't want to be with, but he's holding all of these secrets over her head. She's holding secrets over his head. Now, mind you, she's a psychiatrist. You think she kind of had her mental together, but the thing that she's fearing that's going to happen, which is what Taboo, her boyfriend, is holding over her head, does happen. And then when she's faced with it, it's like, well, what you gonna do? You gonna fight or you gonna run? And she decides to fight.
So what happened? You can't. It happened. What happened? Let me see. What happened?
It happens, and she has to decide. I remember my mom. She passed 2 years ago, but I remember my mom. I used to go through these chaotic relationships, and I would tell my mama, and my mama would say, "I ain't gonna say nothing." I'd be like, "What you mean you're not gonna say nothing? You gotta say something. You gotta give me some advice." And my mama would just tell me, you will know when you've had enough. And when you had enough, then that's when you gonna move and do what you got to do. And I can't tell you when enough is enough or what enough is. Man, Gia, when she realized she had enough, it was on and popping. And Infinity was there to help her through it.
Yeah, Infinity is the best friend, correct?
The best friend and the love of her life. Yep. I know what you think.
Did someone die in a car accident?
It gets real close.
I read this.
It gets real close. Yes.
Because now somebody dies in a car accident. To start off, it's a church.
No, but she goes through it's not your typical car accident, I'll say, because I don't want to give it away if you haven't really read it, but this thing should have took her out. It really should have.
Yes, I did. Now it's coming back to me.
It really should have taken her out, but she lives through it. But the recovery, I always used to think sometimes when certain things happen, oh, it's really great that so-and-so survived. And I'm not saying this in a bad way.
In her case, it's not like that.
Yeah, sometimes when you survive some of this tragic stuff, you got the mental to deal with, you got the physical to deal with, and her life is turned upside. She can never go back to life as it was.
Yes. So, is this based on true life?
Some of it is based on reality, and I will tell you the part. Oh man, well, I'm gonna have to give some of this away. When she recovers in the hospital after all of this traumatic experience, she realizes that she's gone partially deaf, and she has to deal with, hey, I used to could do such and such and such. And so she has to deal with that. And so that is that part. I wasn't in a traumatic or abusive relationship, but when after battling an illness that the doctors did not know what it was, couldn't pinpoint it, tried to make me think I was crazy. And this is one thing I tell people: you definitely have to advocate for yourself and speak up for your health care. If you don't, nobody will. And some of these doctors, I don't care what race they are. So it's not a race thing. But some of these male doctors will talk to you, especially females, like you have no clue. So I woke up one morning.
Kind of like brush you off.
Yeah, and minimize what you're going through, because they kept saying, oh, you just got a sinus infection. Because I woke up one morning and I had total no hearing in my right ear at all. And they were like, oh, you just got a sinus infection. I said, I know what a sinus infection is. I know what an upper respiratory is. I taught biology and chemistry. I know what that is. That's not this. They were giving me steroids. I said, get me off these steroids before I blow up, because they're not helping me. They were giving me all kinds of medications that wasn't helping. And this went on for 6 to 8 weeks before they finally got me in to see a hearing specialist who said, you have no hearing in your right ear at all. Now, when it happened, how it happened, I don't know, but it was one of the most traumatic things to wake up to one day where you're like, wait a minute. I could not hear. And people just kept brushing me off like, but I'm like, no, who lies about that? And so having to make that adjustment, having lived decades with hearing, and make that adjustment to only being one side, they call it single-sided hearing, was an adjustment. And so this is what Gia has to go through in the book. What are you going to do? Like, because there were days where I was like, I'm just going to stay at home. I'm just going to pull the covers way up here. And I'm just going to be in the bed.
The self-made pity party. Yep, we all have been to several of them. Yes.
And my mama said, I remember my mama told me, she said, when you get done feeling bad, when you get done feeling sorry for yourself, what are you going to do? I said, huh? Ooh. My mama was real deal. And she's like, what are you going to do? She said, because you too young to be in the bed all day long. You can't do that. So what you going to do? And I said, well, dang. My daughter told me, you are a champion and somebody needs you to show up for them today. So she said, you remember that every day you get up. Somebody's counting on you to show up for them.
You are a champion and someone is counting on you to show up today. I tell your daughter, you go, girl.
And this is what she told me 7 years ago when she was 12 years old. So I tell people, be careful how you raise your kids.
Yes. I know about that one. I got one of those running around here now. Totally.
You just might need them to show up and be there for you one day. So be careful what you put into them and how you raise them.
All right. Well, we are going to take a break real quick, you guys. And we coming back for the second half. That's the fun questions.
Yes.
Gonna have some fun. So you guys come back in a minute. Check out this break.
At Wings of Transformation Publishing, we are committed to helping our authors reach their goals and pursue their dreams of becoming published authors. We work closely with each author to ensure a successful publishing experience, and we are dedicated to helping them tell their stories in the most meaningful and impactful ways. We look forward to putting you on the path to writing your book.
So we are back. We are back. So the second half of my show is all about the fun.
Okay.
We like to match up our characters with people in, I would say real life, but we'll just say celebrities or well-known individuals. Okay.
Okay.
So for Gia, let's say let's take it to the 90s R&B artist. Who would she be?
90s R&B artist. Title of this book, Love of My Life. I'm going with Erykah Badu.
You see that? Okay. I was real off because I was thinking homegirl from the Fugees. What's her name, y'all? Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill?
That's who I was thinking.
I like her too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Taboo.
Taboo. Going with DMX.
Ooh. Okay. I'm sorry. I got to think for DMX. I apologize.
I like DMX too.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, and I am not talking bad about God, y'all, but I need y'all to hear me out. I don't know what God was thinking when he made DMX. He just mixed a little bit of everything together and came up with this beautiful disaster.
And that voice is amazing.
We ain't gonna talk about the voice. Lord, forgive me for all the thoughts that I just had in my mind. But he is such a beautiful disaster. And people say, oh, no, you talking bad. I said, no. Catch that first word. Beautiful disaster. And the disaster was the addiction to drugs. But even though this man had addiction to drugs, he knew who God was.
Yes.
And he always put him first. So that was crazy for me. So Infinity, let's say 80s R&B artists. Infinity, I would think Cheryl Pepsi Riley. Always supportive.
Okay.
Always got your back.
And see, I'm not sure what year he is. I'm thinking Lenny Kravitz. I love me some Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz. For Taboo?
Oh, you said Taboo. I thought we were talking Infinity.
Infinity. I was thinking, yeah. No. Well, okay, if I had to pick a man, Infinity. Ron Johnson. I mean, he's not an artist, but the character of Ron Johnson in a different world.
I like that.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, Infinity is a cool guy. He really is. He really is.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him props. He alright.
Yeah, he's got his flaws.
Yeah, that's what's sticking out to me. Like,
he's got his flaws, but we all got our flaws. If we really be truthful about it, Taboo's flaws are just like boom, boom, boom. They out
in your face,
Yeah.
And Infinity's one, you have to I felt like you were pulling back layers, and then you finally saw them.
But Infinity come with some stuff. He, he got some stuff he'll have to answer the guy too for as well. We all do, but taboo, that stuff is just right there, like you see it.
Yeah, like you see it, take it or leave it. What you gonna do about it? You know. So, what do you say to authors who are where you are, and what can you say to them to encourage authors?
I say, listen, go ahead and write that book. Stop talking about it and do it. That book is not going to write itself. Go ahead and do it. Yeah. It's not going to be perfect when it hits the pages. We know that. That's why you got people called editors. They're going to clean that up. Write the book.
So do you have a certain editor that you work with who knows your work, or do you use different editors?
When I first started out, I did have a variety of editors, and there are some editors that I would go to, like, oh, this is gonna be funny. Like, one of my coworkers was an English teacher, and so she edited my second novel. Well, she's a Caucasian English teacher. And when she got done editing my work, I'm like, nah. Like, this one part, she put a question mark in the margin. Sew-in, what's a sew-in? So I was just learning. That's when I realized you have to kind of vet people out and see. Like, for me to explain what a sew-in, I can't do it. No, we're going to stop right here. I can't do it.
Thank you for your services.
You can clean up my grammar where I went wrong, but so you got to know what editor to use and who's good for what, certain colloquialisms we have. I just like, no, I can't do this because this is too much work right here. But she was intrigued by sewing, like.
And that's why I asked, when it comes to editors, some people want to go with somebody brand new a lot of the times. And I kind of understand because you want a fresh perspective, okay? But what about that person who knows your work and knows what you're capable of and read this and be like, you know good and well I don't sound like you, so I'm going to need you to take that out. So that's what I'm like, it's a juggle, so...
And I work with a literary mentor. Her name is Dominique L. Watson. I will not write anything without her. The only thing I wrote without her literary mentoring me was the book that I wrote with my ex. And the disclaimer is on the front of the book. They're raw, uncut stories, typical hood story. So you already know what you're getting.
And what's the title? And what's the title of that one?
It's Typical Hood Stories.
Typical Hood Stories. Thank you.
And I gave my ex top billing on that. His name is Ivan Merrick. And it's on the front. It's raw and uncut. So you already know what you're getting. I don't need nobody clutching pearls, nothing. I told you what it was.
I appreciate that type of book. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the only one I did without Dominique being my literary mentor. But I love working with her because she knows my ability, and she'll say, "Now come on, what is this? You just trying to fill pages? What we doing here?"
And that's great. You have that person you can trust and you can go to. Is there any part of your writing career where you felt like, I got time for this, let me go back to teaching? And how did you overcome that?
Now, you said, was there any time in my writing career
that you felt like, I'm just over this, I don't want to write no more, I'm gonna go back to teaching? How did you overcome that?
Well, I stopped teaching 2 years ago, so no, there's never been that. Let me tell you, I love getting up when I want to get up. I love being my own boss. I got a couple different businesses that I work. I love it. So there's never been a day where I said I'm going back in there with Lil Ray in there. Nah, I think if that day comes, somebody probably gonna be checking me in somewhere. But there was a book where I said, you know what, I'm not doing this. And that was my book, Crazy Faith. This is an anthology. It just was not happening how I wanted it to happen. And it was getting released at the time where I lost my hearing as well. So I'm like, okay, Crazy Faith God, what we doing here? Because he gave me the assignment. I'm like, what we doing here? Because Crazy Faith is radical faith. I'm like, God, I got mustard seed faith right now. I got a tank right now.
Okay.
I'm not seeing it. And writing is my gift. I know that is my gift from God. And God and I got a sense of humor. So I'm not being disrespectful in any way. Trust me. I done told God what I wasn't going to never do so many times. I said, God, I ain't never having no kids. He was like, oh, I got your number too. I said, God, I ain't never going to be teaching nobody bad kids. He said, I got your number 20 years in the game. I said, God, I ain't never getting married. He said, I got your number. I blessed you with 2 husbands. And, you know, but after a while, I had to say, God, please, this ain't for me. Because I don't want to go to jail.
He said, stop talking back. Every time you say it, I'm going to make it happen.
So Crazy Faith was one of those. And I was like, I ain't doing this. And I told God, I said, I ain't writing no more. I'm just done. He said, if you don't write the book, somebody else will. I said, okay. They won't write that one.
All right.
So I got up off my, crying pity party. And he's blessed me to write several books after Crazy Faith. But that was one that I was just like, oh, I'm not feeling this. And Crazy Faith has a journal that goes with it as well.
So I see, and we spoke about this new book you got coming out. So before we leave, you're going to have to tell us about the Divas Assessment Tool.
Okay, so I will. So in 2009, I brought out this book, and it won't look like this, but it's, wait a minute, the Divas Dating Assessment Tool in 2009. I brought it out because I was teaching high school. And these girls, they were dating these guys and everything. And this one girl, I felt so bad for her. She got pregnant by this guy, and I don't even know his name. But, every one of these little kids got some little street name. And all she knew him by was his street name. I'm like, honey, what? What you say now? And she was like, I'm telling you, Miss Bradley, and whatever his street name was, because it's been so long ago, I can't remember. I'm like, how you don't know his real name, baby? Like, what does driver's license say? She's like, I don't know if he got a license. I never seen it. Then I heard another girl, she had went out with this guy, and she was telling her little friend girl, she was like, yeah, 2009 now, so you got to rewind back to that. She was like, yeah, I gave him some. I said, so what? Because, you ain't talking to me, but you saying loud enough for me to hear. He supersized my meal, and I gave him some what, baby? What you give him? Some advice? Because it can't be what I'm thinking. And I kept hearing stuff like this, and I said, ooh.
Because he supersized the meal?
I said, huh? I said, nah. I said, there's got to be a manual or something to help with the dating, because you're not giving nothing up for an extra large Sprite. No, that's not what we doing. I know that's not what I heard. And so I know 50 Cent got that song 21 Questions. This is a lot more than 21 questions. But there are certain things that you need to know before because I think, I'm almost sure, females, we wired a little bit different than guys. So sometimes the line between love and lust is a little thin. And so before you get over too far in it, and you just bananas for, oh boy, let's get some knowledge first. Because some of this stuff you find out, you find out at inopportune times, and then your feelings and your emotions and all of that is raveled up and you can't think right. So before you get to that point, let's get some knowledge. Like, what are some of your non-negotiables? Like, what's a no-no? You know, what could homeboy absolutely say or do and you'd be like, done.
Trying to hear it. Okay.
You know, sometimes certain stuff get good and then you're not thinking straight. So before it go too far. And so now, this was 2009, I brought this book out and I hadn't done much with it lately. Matter of fact, I think I took it off of Amazon. And so now, here in 2024, I got people asking me, hey, what's up with the Divas Dating Assessment Tool? Where's it at? I'm like, I pulled it. They're like, nah. 2024 dating is just as crazy as 2009. It's even worse. I said, stop playing with me.
Yes,
because I ain't been in the dating arena for a while. I just been minding my business. But every now and then I go outside and I'm like, honey, you didn't say that. What? This is what we doing in 2024? No.
Have you heard the music of 2024?
Okay.
Okay.
And some of these guys, I'm like, one guy, he had to tell me, he said, you know, I'm flirting with you, right? I said, oh, no, I had no clue. Because that right there, what you was doing didn't move me at all. You couldn't have been. I just thought we was having an innocent conversation. You couldn't have been flirting with me.
So you didn't even recognize that he was flirting with you?
He said, you know, I'm flirting with. I said, you what? I said, is that what we doing in 2024? I'll be staying my tail inside all day long.
So when will we be able to get this diva assessment tool?
I am hoping by the end of the month that it will be available. Yes. And I tell you, my last relationship was, dang, that's crazy. Maybe a whole year and a half ago. And I've been very happy solo, because I'm looking at what I'm seeing and I'm like, I can't. And I don't know if it's just me, but
nope, it is not just you.
And I'm not.
It is not just you.
I'm not in low budget, low class places.
No.
But I'm just like,
no.
What happened to the men? You know, I don't know. Well, I know it's not all men. Let me take that back before they try to before they drag me. I know it's not all guys.
I have somebody coming on next week. He's gonna ask that question. Like where I know where they at?
Because I had to tell this one, Patrice, I said, look, and I'm not a whiner or a complainer, but I said, good grief. If you're going to be doing all that, who going to listen to my whining and complaining when I get ready?
Y'all, it's going back and forth.
Is it my turn to whine now?
Mine is worse than yours. Listen, but I thank you for being with me and us tonight. But you got to give us the rundown on where to follow you, how to get your books. Just give us the rundown.
Okay. So I am Ms. MZ NICOLE Bradley on Facebook. I'm there. And then on TikTok, come on over because I have some good videos. I'm Nicole Bradley Candle Co. on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm Nicole Bradley on LinkedIn. So yes, I would love to be in touch with you all, and I just love to have fun on my pages. So if you don't like to have fun, then probably not for you.
Yes, y'all, her content, sometimes I'm like, what in the world is she talking about today? But if you look at the bottom of your screen, that's all her information on where to follow her. And Diva Assessment Tool is coming out next month. You guys go grab The Love of My Life by Giselle. That's on Amazon.
That's on Amazon, yes.
And do you have a website where you can get your books, or all your books are there on Amazon?
They're on Amazon, and if you reach out to me at IamNicoleBradley.com, or you could reach out to me on Nicole Bradley Candle Co. www.NicoleBradleyCandles, the contact page. I will more than happily sign a copy of the book and get it to you.
All right. Well, you guys, it's another Saturday night in the books. Her books, go grab them. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So, next Saturday, I am going to have Mr. Elijah Lewis, and his book is called Your Jewels Are in Your Journey. So I'm going to ask him some questions, y'all. This one, it might be in a little serious tone, but he's a wonderful individual, you guys, okay? Another Saturday night in the book. You got 2 books to add to your to-be read, and 2 of them. To-be read, but you can read now, and the new coming one. So make sure you grab them. Make sure you add them. Thank you, Miss Nicole, for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
It was fun.
It was. Guys, thank you.
You catch the replay. And you guys, I started a new Facebook page, okay? This is going to be a page where I'm going to let authors take over for a day. My authors who are going to be coming on the show, you'll be able to chit-chat with them for the whole week. And then you get to have me interview them on that Saturday night at 8. So go on Facebook and type in SC Book Gal and Friends Readers page. And it's going to pop up. And you guys follow us. Because y'all know I like to give those free books. I like to leave those reviews. I'll be sharing my other podcast sisters because we are the divas of the airwaves. And you never know, I might be giving out some giveaways, okay? So, another Saturday night in the books. Nicole Bradley, love of the life. I will see you guys next Saturday. Good night.
Good
Bye.
night.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you found a new book to read or a new author to explore. Join us again in 2 weeks for SC Book Gals and Friends Chat. Have a good evening. Bye.